I bought a Chinese motorbike. So yeah, this is my CF Moto 450 MT. Now, I know what you're thinking. I can hear the comments already. Dan, why on earth have you bought a Chinese motorcycle? Well, because I wanted it really. Ever since I saw this in 2023, I thought, one, it looked absolutely amazing, and when you looked at the specs on paper, it seems to have a lot of features. It's not particularly powerful, but it's got a lot of features for this kind of category of bike. And when you look at the competition and also the price, I thought, do you know what, I have to have one of those. And like I said, that's back in 2023. It's been almost impossible to get hold of one. So KTM did have CF Moto for a bit, and it was really difficult to get a press bike. And I kind of forgot about it for a couple of years, if I'm honest. And then I saw some recent videos from Brake Magazine, Chris Northover from Bike World, I saw Adam Riemann, loads of other content creators basically singing this bike's praises. And I just thought, you know what, I need to go and try one, because I'm in the market for a new bike, something a bit scrambly or off-roady, and this seemed to fit the bill. Had a look on the CF Moto website, found a local dealer that had one in stock, went down there to have a look at it, and he said, you know, you need to act quick. I looked over the bike and I thought, wow, it looks fantastic. First of all, build quality is really high. I love the look of the bike, it looks really functional. It seems to tick all the boxes, and yeah, I bought it without test riding it, so paid in full, didn't get any discount, didn't mention I was a YouTuber or anything like that. I just wanted to own this specific bike. And I'll be honest, I didn't buy this for content. I bought this for me. I bought this because I wanted it. And I also want to see whether or not the Chinese thing, you know, everyone says, oh, Chinese are bad, they're, you know, the bikes are bad, they're going to fall to pieces in 5 minutes, they'll see one winter and then they'll just rust to pieces. Looking over this bike, I don't see that that's going to happen at all. It looks to be put together. You know, I look at enough bikes now. I've looked at hundreds of bikes, ridden hundreds of bikes. I think this is going to be fine. And in fact, I think it's going to be more than fine. So yeah, this is it, my CF Moto 450 MT. And like I said, I bought it because I wanted it. Not for content, just for me to have fun on. You know, and if in 2 or 3 years' time it completely falls to pieces, well, I think I would have had my fun and got my money's worth. Now that I've talked about money, this bike was £5,699. That is the RRP, plus a bit of money for, you know, your first registration, your PDI. So I paid just over 6 grand. I did get the optional heated grips. They're not very good, actually. That's one thing I will say. They're like lukewarm grips, actually. I've got lots of plans with this bike. So if you want to see all of the plans with this bike, and if you want to see content on this, do hit subscribe and leave a comment. If people don't want to see content, I won't make the content. I'm still going to go and do the trips and have the fun, but I just won't make the content, because if people don't want to see it, what's the point? But let me know if you want to see it. You know, I'll put crash bars on it, I'll put a different exhaust. I'm going to take off some bits to lose a bit of weight from the bike, not myself, thank you. Yeah, and yeah, basically it is what it is. I got some new tyres, I got some Dunlop, what are they, Dunlop Michelin? No, don't say Michelin, Dan. They are Dunlop Missions, that's it. They're not the Trail Max Rays, they're the Trail Max Missions. They don't look too much different to these, if I'm honest with you. So what am I going to do with this bike? Well, adventure touring I think is what it's going to be good at. I do want to do a little bit of off-road, have a bit of fun. You know, after I lost my dad, I just thought, life is short. You know, buy the bike, do the thing. Mind you, don't take advice from me, because you'll end up drunk and probably skint, and maybe both. So yeah, I'm going to do a lot with this bike. I want to do a UK trip first, just to sort of bed it in and make sure everything's okay. You know, I suppose I am a little bit, I won't say afraid, but I just want to make sure everything's okay. I have actually had a problem already. I think I've solved the issue. It's a software issue. I'll go into more detail in the next video, so don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss that. But overall, it's a bike I just want to do big miles on and have adventures on. Off-road, on-road, far-flung places, get lost, get stuck, have a load of fun. That's basically it, just experience life. You know, I don't want to get to 85 years old and look back and go, oh, I really wish I'd done that bike trip. You know, there's stuff I want to ride to the Balkans, ride to Montenegro. I want to ride to the Amalfi Coast, the Dolomites. We're doing the Swiss Alps this year in May, but there's so much other stuff I want to do. Norway, loads of other things. I want to ride across America, I want to ride across Japan. I'm not saying I'll do all that on this bike, because logistically that might be a bit difficult, but the Europe stuff, definitely going to do it on this. So that is the plan with this bike: experience life and have some fun. So let me know what you think of the CF Moto 450MT. Like I said, it has a really good reputation on the internet. Will it be perfect? Probably not, but that's why I've bought it. I want to have a real ownership experience, and I can share with you any issues I have, what the warranty and the servicing are like if I have to use the warranty. I'm hoping I don't. But yeah, 450MT. Let's have it. We can briefly talk about some of the specs. I'm not going to go massively in depth because you can go and look those up yourself, but we've got a 449cc parallel twin engine making around 43 horsepower, something like that. It's got Kayaba forks and a monoshock, fully adjustable rear, I think two-way adjustability up front. Lovely seat, really comfortable actually, 800 or 820mm. It is quite low, if I'll show you. Throw your gloves onto the ground as well, Dan, why not? So if I show you, it is quite low. So I don't know, like I don't know if my knee angle, it's not too bad. I've not got the longest legs. I'm 5'8", and I've got a 30-inch inseam. So if you're of my height, I think this bike will be more than comfortable for you. If you're 6 foot, you might want to get the rally seat, which is like a flat seat, and it brings the bike up by another 50mm. I was interested in that seat, but it might actually be a little bit too tall for me. It would be great if there was one in the middle, like 830, but we'll have to see if there's anything else that comes out for it. Yeah, really nice wide bars, lovely comfortable riding position. I've already done about 300-400 miles. Like I said, only one slight software hiccup, but that could happen on any bike, and it has actually happened on other bikes I've owned. Japanese bikes have let me down and broke down in the past, so, you know. So far, so good. It's got switchable ABS and traction control by holding this button down. You just hold it down for like 3 seconds and it turns off the rear ABS and the traction, and then just a quick press of it engages it again. You've got these hand guards, which are not bark busters. I think bark busters are going to be needed. Mirrors that fold in. This is all standard stuff, by the way. I've added nothing extra other than the heated grips. You know, full colour TFT dash, a windscreen which is one hand adjustable and on either side. You've got a little sat nav bar here on the windscreen as well. 17.5 litre tank, so good for about 220 miles. Perfect for touring. Like I said, fully adjustable, two-way adjustable Kayaba forks up front and a fully adjustable rear shock. The only downside of the rear shock is it doesn't have a remote preload adjuster, so perhaps in the future I might get a new shock with a remote preload adjuster, but it's probably not going to be an issue if I'm honest. Lovely engine, sounds fantastic. In fact, let me start it up and give you a little sample of the noise. It does sound good. CF Moto. Make sure it's in neutral, it is. But yeah, listen to this. That sounds fantastic to me. 270-degree crank, which is why it sounds so good. This engine's also going to be in a new Moto Marini bike, 450 sort of scrambler looking thing. It's got a carrying rack, it's got pillion bars. I'm probably never going to take Sophie on the back. I might take it once just so we can sort of see how it is, but I'm going to get a new hanger for the exhaust and take the pillion hangers off, the grab rails off. What else? I'm going to get a new exhaust system, a new battery, and that will probably save around 11 to 15 kilos. I am going to offset that unfortunately by putting crash bars on it and a bigger sump guard, but oh yeah, sump guard is standard as well. Doesn't have a centre stand. You can buy one, but it's got little threads for swing on bobbins, which is good enough I think. Yeah, so far so good. It rides really nice. The suspension is very firm out of the box. You can hear in my voice when I'm sort of riding in a riding video. It's you'll hear that in future videos. Seat, I think I've already mentioned the seat, but yeah, very, very comfortable. Certainly up to an hour, no problems whatsoever. Maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, my knees might start to hurt, but I'm just old, basically. LED lights all around. You've got stacked LED headlights at the front. Oh yes, it has tubeless spoked wheels, which is something the Japanese seem to be really, really terrified of. You know, the V-Strom 800 DE, the Transalp 750, the Tenere 700, the Kawasaki bikes, you know, the KELR or whatever it is, all have tubed spoked wheels, and they don't even offer it as an option to have tubeless spoked wheels, which I think is a massive fail. I'm going to do a lot of road mileage on this bike, and I do not want to be faffing around with an inner tube if I get a puncture. Absolutely not. And off-road stuff, the stuff I'm going to be doing, tubeless is going to be fine. You know, I did an off-road school thing with the BMW GS 1250s, and they had tubeless spoked wheels, and they do lose a little bit of pressure if you're hitting big bangs all day. But yeah, it's absolutely fine. Yeah, I think value for money, like I said, 5,700 quid, absolutely unbelievable. So yeah, here's my CF Moto 450 MT, and hopefully you want to see some content on it, but if not, you know, that's fine. I'm just going to ride it and have fun. So that's the plan anyway. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day, and goodbye. So that's it really. Just wanted to introduce my new bike. I hope you have a lovely day. If you go out riding today, do make sure you ride safely, but have fun, of course. Otherwise, what's the flipping point? Until next time, take care. Peace. Bye. I'm off to ride this bike and have some fun. Hopefully that didn't come out completely shit.